Dear finance professionals and students, welcome to podcast of FCA Deepak Rao, a practicing chartered accountant. Weekly digest for week 4 of October 2024. The promoters of the jubilant Bhartiya Group, brothers Shyam and Hari Bhartiya, are in discussions with alternative asset managers, mutual funds and foreign banks to raise as much as Rs 12,500 crore or $1.5 billion for the acquisition of a 40% stake in Hindustan Coca-Cola Beverages or HCCB. The stake purchase in Coca-Cola's wholly owned bottling arm in India is poised to be the biggest investment by the promoters of the pizza to pharma conglomerate as they explore multiple avenues. Family members are in active discussions with Apollo Global Management, Ares Management, Bain Capital, and Kotak Alternate Asset Managers to raise at least a third of the amount, or Rs 4,000 to Rs 5,000 crore. India's renewable energy sector faces a significant talent shortage, with a skills gap of 1.2 million. Major corporations are expanding, potentially creating 1.7 million jobs in 3 years. Experts emphasize the urgent need for reskilling and strengthening apprenticeship programs to meet workforce demands. SEBI has proposed allowing associations of persons or AOPs to hold units of mutual funds, corporate bonds and government securities in their own demat accounts. This would encourage the dematerialization of securities held in physical form. AOP must be legally responsible for ensuring that they only subscribe to financial instruments or securities that are permitted by statutes governing the AOP. In case of AOP, the beneficiary owner can be in the name of AOP and securities can be held in its own name. Further, the statutes governing the AOP permit the AOP to hold securities that are being dematerialized, and only such securities that an AOP is permitted to hold must be dematerialized or subscribed in demat form. Also, the demat account must not be used to subscribe or hold equity shares. The GSTN has issued an update to inform that the GST portal is going to restrict making changes in auto-populated liability in pre-filled GSTR 3B from GSTR 1 or 1A or 1FF tentatively from January 2025 tax period to further enhance accuracy in return filing. It is once again suggested that in case any change is required in auto-populated liability, the same may please be handled through GSTR 1A. However, locking of auto-populated input tax credit in GSTR 3B after the rollout of IMS will be implemented from a later date. For the same, separate advisory would be issued after addressing all issues relating to IMS raised by the trade. China's Hair is looking for a strategic local partner in India, similar to the strategy employed by MG Motor, which has tied up with JSW Group. This stems from heightened scrutiny by Indian regulators and government agencies on Chinese companies, apart from slow approvals of all investments from that country under Press Note 3. Hair Appliances India is the third largest appliances company in the country after LG and Samsung. The company is working with its global advisor Citi to reach out to Indian groups that don't have a competing business. While Hair has told potential suitors that it is looking to dilute up to 25%, but this could go as high as 49%. A joint control mechanism with the Indian partner as the single largest shareholder and a local management as a precursor to a local listing is also likely to be on the table. As many as 58 goods and 24 services, such as pricey handbags and sunglasses and certain cosmetic procedures, could be moved to the 28% GST slab from 18% or 12% as part of a rate rationalization exercise being deliberated upon by a group of ministers tasked by the GST Council. The goods and services that could be moved to the highest GST slab include cosmetic procedures for aesthetics, Botox treatment, nail and tattoo parlors, luxury spa services, super luxury saloon services, handbags and sunglasses priced above Rs 10,000, pens costing more than Rs 5,000, bicycles above Rs 50,000, and cufflinks above a certain price. Sustainability-linked bonds or SLBs in Indian real estate are gaining traction as developers and REITs use them to fund eco-friendly projects. SLBs offer cheaper capital and attract ESG-focused investors but require transparent, measurable sustainability targets which can be challenging for small developers. The Reserve Bank of India, in exercise of its powers under Section 45L, Subsection 1, Clause B of the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934, issued directions to the following NBFCs to seize and desist from sanction and dispersal of loans effective from close of business of October 21, 2024. These NBFCs are Asirvad Microfinance Limited, Arohan Financial Services Limited, DMI Finance Private Limited, and Navi FinServe Limited. In a significant development for the insurance sector, the group of ministers has proposed exempting goods and services tax on term life insurance premiums and health insurance premiums paid by senior citizens. This decision was made during a meeting held on Saturday, indicating a shift towards alleviating the financial burden on older adults. Corporates will have to report the names of all overseas employees exercising any form of stock options, including share appreciation rights, cashless plans, as well as those schemes where securities are held by trusts on behalf of non-residents. This was communicated to banks on Monday by the Reserve Bank of India as part of the amended guidance on foreign investment reporting and management system. Companies will have to report the details of overseas persons exercising employee stock options plans to the banks, which in turn will inform the regulator. The intent of the clarification is a twofold one. One, to streamline issues for ESOP and its variables related reporting, downstream investment, and also to be able to ascertain and track ownership of shareholders under these routes, especially for sensitive sectors and investments from sensitive regions. Allianz SE, one of Europe's largest insurers, is actively considering an exit from its life and general insurance joint ventures with Bajaj Group, marking the potential end of a 23-year partnership. Allianz holds a 26% stake in both Bajaj Allianz Life Insurance and Bajaj Allianz General Insurance, while Bajaj Group controls the remaining 74% through its subsidiary Bajaj FinServe. The German insurer's decision stems from a shift in its priorities as it is unable to play a significant role in the operations. While signing the JV agreement, Allianz had expected it would raise its stake to 74%, the maximum allowed under Indian foreign direct investment rules, at a discounted price. But the option lapsed in 2016. The Central Board of Direct Taxes has notified tolerance limit of 1% for wholesale trading and 3% in all other cases for ALP determination during the assessment year 2024-25. The same tolerance limit was notified by the board for the assessment year 2023-24. Wholesale trading means an international transaction or specified domestic transaction of trading in goods, which fulfills the following conditions. Number 1. The purchase cost of finished goods is 8% or more of the total cost pertaining to such trading activities. And number 2. The average monthly closing inventory of such goods is 10% or less of sales pertaining to such trading activities. RBI has widened direct access to its negotiated dealing system order matching or NDSOM electronic trading platform to a broader set of regulated entities including regional rural banks, local area banks, NBFCs including housing finance companies. Direct access means access to NDSOM where an entity that is a party to a transaction directly executes or reports the transaction on or to the platform, and such transactions are settled in its own subsidiary general ledger or SGL account. PepsiCo and Coca-Cola are considering cheaper soft drinks for regional markets to counter Reliance Consumer Products Campa. Campa's aggressive pricing and higher trade margins are challenging the existing market dominance. Both cola giants aim to preserve their core brand value and margins while addressing the competition through strategic regional pricing and promotions. GMR Infra Enterprises has secured Rs 6,300 crore in funding from Abu Dhabi Investment Authority, enhancing the prospects of India's aviation sector. The funds will help repay external debt with an option to convert to equity. This strengthens GMR's ability to support GMR Airport's growth. Increase in circle rate for properties in Noida. The department in charge of stamps and registration has suggested to the district magistrate that the circle rates be revised as they have not been changed for the past 5 years. The proposal seeks to raise the circle rate by 25 to 30% in residential areas, 10% in industrial, commercial and IT sectors, and 15% for farmland. The Income Tax Department has released an updated version 1.5 of the Excel-based utility for filing ITR 3, catering to individuals and Hindu undivided families with income from profits and gains of business or profession. The new version enhances the filing process by incorporating the latest compliance requirements and improving user experience. The updated tool, sized at 10.5 MB, replaces the previous version released on May 9, 2024. The IFSCA has notified the IFSCA Investment by International Financial Services Center Insurance Office Amendment Regulations 2024. As per the amended norms, new regulations 9A and 9B relating to unit-linked insurance products and admissible pattern of investment have been inserted. It states that every IFSC insurance office must invest and at all times keep its unit-linked business funds invested as per the pattern of investment subscribed to by policyholders. Medical device manufacturers are urging India's health minister to revoke the policy allowing unchecked import of refurbished medical devices like CT scanners and MRI machines. They argue this poses risks to patient safety and jeopardizes investments made under the Make in India initiative. They seek stricter regulations to ensure compliance with the National Medical Devices Policy 2023. NVIDIA, keen to become the most valuable company, is focusing on India's vast opportunities. CEO of NVIDIA announced major collaborations with Reliance, Infosys, and others to develop AI technology and chip design. NVIDIA aims to enhance India's computing power and support its semiconductor ambitions amidst US-China tensions. In a landmark decision, the Ministry of Finance has issued a clarification regarding the goods and services tax applicable to film distribution before October 2021, providing significant relief to the Indian film industry. This long-awaited announcement addresses years of uncertainty faced by production houses, distributors, and other key stakeholders. Over the past year, many in the industry received show-cause notices related to GST rates, heightened anxiety across the sector. The ruling provides clarity on the historical GST rate for film distribution prior to October 2021, alleviating the concerns of many industry players who had been burdened by the threat of back taxes and financial penalties. This resolution is a significant step forward for the Indian film industry, promoting a conducive environment for growth and collaboration while easing the financial strain caused by past tax uncertainties. Bengaluru dominated as the country's top city for job opportunities and salary growth, as it has registered a 9.3% year-on-year increase, closely followed by Chennai and Delhi. This growth underlines Bengaluru's reputation as a technology and business hub, as the average monthly unified salary in the city stood at Rs 29,500, making it the highest paying city in the country, according to Team Lease Services Jobs and Salaries Primer Report for the year financial year 24. The report is based on analysis of unified salaries across temporary and permanent hiring markets. Bengaluru was closely followed by Chennai and Delhi, which reported strong salary growth of 7.5% and 7.3% respectively, reflecting the competitive nature of these job markets. India's leading jewelers expect gold demand to drop by 15 to 20% this Diwali Dhanteras as compared to last year's same period, as gold price is nearing Rs 81,000 per 10 gram mark, forcing many of them to come up with freebies beyond making charges discount, in which is usually the peak shopping period. Diwali Dhanteras is the largest gold jewelry shopping period in the country, as it is considered auspicious and people even buy wedding jewelry, accounting for about 30 to 40% of the annual sales. Private telcos in India are urging the regulator to ensure new satellite communication players like Starlink and Kuiper pay market-determined prices for spectrum, aligning with terrestrial network providers. They argue for fair competition by imposing similar pricing, regulatory levies, and licensing fees on satellite operators. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman urged for fair and accurate sovereign ratings for emerging markets and developing economies at the IMF's 2024 annual meeting. She emphasized that ratings should reflect economic fundamentals and improve access to capital. Sitharaman has also called for governance reforms in global institutions and highlighted persistent global economic risks like geopolitical tensions and weak growth. On October 26, 2024, the Central Board of Direct Taxes announced an extension for filing the return of income for the assessment year 2024-25. This significant update is aimed at providing relief to taxpayers and ensuring compliance with the income tax regulations. The deadline for filing the return of income under Section 139(1) of the Income Tax Act has been moved from October 31, 2024 to November 15, 2024. This applies specifically to assessees mentioned in Clause A of Explanation 2 to Subsection 1 of Section 139. The Income Tax Department has launched the latest version 1.1.7 of the Common Offline Utility for Filing Income Tax Returns 1 to Income Tax Return 4 for Assessment Year 2024-25. This update, released on October 25, 2024, enhances the user experience and simplifies the return filing process for individuals and businesses. This podcast is sponsored by Sound of CA. We share because we care. Vande Mataram, Jai Hind.